Hello cookies, it's Siri, I am back and today we're going to talk about frugal gaming. If I could only keep one console in 2026 as a frugal gamer, it would be this one. This is the Steam Deck LCD. I have a Switch 2, a Switch OLED and a Switch Lite that I have not played since the autumn 2024, and I'm actually not sure where it is in the drawers. It is somewhere, but I have not played it for so long that I am not sure at all where it is. Editing area here, I found it. Seb had stashed it in his secret stash. So when I told him that I could not find it for the life of me and I was scared that it got stolen when I was traveling back from Sweden, he was like, no, actually, I hid it in my secret stash. So I still have my Switch Lite. A lot of people have been asking me lately during networking events, actually, networking events for corporate sustainability or for entrepreneurs and CEOs. And so many adults are interested in starting gaming, especially since I'm quite passionate about it and I don't mind telling people during those events that I like French literature, I like going to the gym and working out, and also love gaming. The top 3 things that were important for those people were portability, access to a huge library, and something that is affordable so that they don't have to buy tons of different consoles and can access a lot of games. This is not going to be a technical review. This is just coming from someone who has loved gaming since she was 4 years old. If you're looking for something super technical, there are a lot of great videos on YouTube. Without further ado, if you have the budget, I would recommend the Steam Deck OLED, of course. And if you don't have the budget, I would recommend the Steam Deck LCD, which is the one that I have. Sebastian, my best friend, has the Steam Deck OLED and it is freaking amazing. But in terms of upgrade from the LCD to the OLED, I would not buy a new console. I would accept it as a gift if someone wanted to gift me a Steam Deck OLED. But for the amount of upgrade, I would not necessarily buy a new Steam Deck OLED. If you already have the LCD, it's really fine. But if you don't have either of those and you can fork out a little bit more money, the Steam Deck OLED is just so freaking nice. Mostly because you can play when it's super bright and I just love the colors and it's a little bit stronger than the Steam Deck LCD, but in terms of upgrade, it's not worth getting a new console. If I could give back my LCD and then pay the difference to get the OLED, I would do that, but I would not buy an OLED just for the few upgrades that you can get. I filmed this video before the price increase in Steam Deck OLED, but my point still stands. And also I was technically gifted a Steam Deck OLED by a random dude on a dating website, and I saw after he gifted it to me that I had forgotten to verify myself on that particular dating website. So we had not even talked or done anything, as in we had a phone conversation afterwards, but he gifted me the Steam Deck OLED before we had talked about anything, because I mentioned that it was a dream of mine to get it gifted by someone. He first started by sending me some gift cards on my Steam account, but after 200 euros, Steam wanted to ban the both of us because they were like, this is a scam, and it was not. And so he sent the rest through my phone. And the thing is, I've had a lot of unexpected huge bills lately, so I technically have the money to get a Steam Deck OLED because someone wanted to gift it to me. So there's 200 euros on my Steam account, and then there's the rest of the money for the 1 terabyte on my Throne account. And I have not touched it yet for the last couple of weeks, even though he gifted it to me a while ago, because I am still not sure whether it's worth it getting a Steam Deck OLED while I still have the LCD that works and I play mostly docked. I do really want to get it, and the guy does not care anyway. We have never done anything, we've never met, we've never had a video call, we've never done any exchange of online services, if you know what I mean, like nothing. He just wanted to be nice to me. But we have realized that we're probably not a match and we're good, like nothing is bad between us. It's just that I am yet to decide if I really want to get the Steam Deck OLED with the rest of the money that is not on the Steam account, or if I want to use it for like dental bills or something like that. So I'm not sure. So technically, I was gifted the Steam Deck OLED, but I have not made the final purchase of it yet. When it comes to the other consoles, let's start with the Switch Lite. I love the fact that it feels like it's the sturdiest out of all of them, which is weird, I know, because it is super tiny, but because the joysticks are not removable and because it just feels so freaking compact and also have a really good case, it feels like it's the one that would survive the most wars. I'm not entirely sure why I'm saying wars here, but you know what I'm trying to say. It would survive the most chaos out of all of them. It's portable, it's good for travel, and it's the only console I would take to a place that feels unsafe. Let's say if I were to travel to a place where there are a lot of pickpockets or risks of thefts in the hotel or somewhere where I'm sleeping, if I'm camping. I've never gone camping, but I would like to try. Then I would take my Switch Lite because I would still be freaking upset if someone stole it from me because that's not nice. But out of all of my consoles, I'd be like, well, okay, at least it's not any of the other ones that got stolen. So I would still feel more at ease taking it to an unsafe location or country than the other consoles. And of course, it's the smallest one out of all of them, so it's very convenient to take anywhere, but you cannot dock it, and it's really not as strong as the other consoles. So if you really, really don't want to dock and you just want the portability and you just want the cheapest console, I guess it could work, but at the moment I would not recommend it to anyone that I know. Onto this baby, which is the Switch OLED. I love it. I have tried the original Switch because Sebastian has it and my brother has it, and the Switch OLED is still much better than the original Switch. The screen is brighter, more vibrant, and of course you can dock it just like the original Switch, and I just really like it. The only thing is that once I got the Steam Deck, I kind of more or less stopped playing with this. This is my Switch 2, it's the most recent out of all of my consoles. My consoles are gifts, by the way, so I'm not over here saying, oh, you should try to save money and then I'm just getting all the consoles possible. Absolutely not. I am quite disappointed with this console because I only got it for two reasons, Pocopia and the newest Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem Three Houses is my absolute favorite game of all times, and it's the only reason that I'm still playing with my Switches. So before I was playing Fire Emblem on the Switch OLED, this one, and now I'm playing it on this. I got gifted Pocopia by some guy on Hinge before we even met, so it was the second day that we talked. He offered me Pocopia and I thought, why not? And it's the only game that is Switch 2 exclusive that I'm playing on the Switch 2, and I don't like it. I played it until I got the limited edition Pokemon that you could only get in March. So they were Granivol, Floravol, and Kotovol. And once I got them, I stopped playing because I really don't like the game, which was quite expected because I don't like Animal Crossing New Horizons. So of course I would not like Pokopia, but when I saw the trailer when it was announced and I saw all the reviews, I watched reviews in French, English, and German, everyone was raving so much about it that I thought, okay, they say it's different from Animal Crossing and it has so many good things and it's also the old Pokemon in there. I don't like the new Pokemons because I only know the first 350 quite well, and after that I'm totally lost. So when I saw that the main Pokemon were the first 150 to 250, I thought, okay, this is for me. This is what I've been waiting for. But no, I don't like Pokopia. So at the moment, I'm just holding on to dear life and hoping that Fire Emblem is going to be amazing because I just really love Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's just the best thing ever. So I just hope that this will be justified by the new Fire Emblem because I knew I would get a Switch 2 anyway, or I would somehow get it gifted anyway so that I could play Fire Emblem. And the winner of this video is the Steam Deck LCD. You can dock it, you can take it anywhere. I know people hate the fact that it gets quite heated, but I always freeze. And so for me, I love it when it just goes woo, and it's so warm when it's the fall and winter. And I'm just freezing and playing games and this is warm. It's just, oh, it just feels so freaking amazing. This is probably the first time anyone has said that because everyone complains about it. I never want that feature removed, okay? I just want it so freaking warm and toasty and cozy. I love that. There are two things that are great about the Steam Deck. One, the library. Most of my favorite games are available on the Steam store. For example, you have Dragon Quest XI S, Octopath Traveler 2, Triangle Strategy, and then my favorite gaming company is Square Enix, and all of their games are also on the Steam store. So I don't actually need to play those games on the Switch. Now I play them on the Switch because I got them on the Switch first, but had I had this first, I would not have gotten them on the Switch. The second best thing about the Steam store is that you can refund games. This is something that you cannot do on the Nintendo eShop, and also the Steam store is just so much better. You can read a lot of reviews, you can see if they have been played on the Steam Deck. So if the review is based on Steam Deck or based on PC, you can check different languages, different ratings. I mean, okay, it's recommend and not recommend, but it's still better than the eShop. You have such a huge library, you have community updates, you have dev updates and dev notes and whatnot. You have access to so much more information and a bigger community and a bigger gaming world on the Steam store than on the Nintendo eShop. And the refund, oh my god, in the beginning I did not know that you could refund games on Steam, so I had games that I did not like and thought, oh, too bad, until Sebastian or some YouTuber told me that you could refund games, and I thought, what? And the first time I tried, I thought they would probably say no, but no, they've always refunded all the games that I did not like, apart from one game that I tried to refund way too late. So I think it was already like a month later and I had forgotten about it. So of course they said no, because usually the limit is 2 weeks. But it's so freaking amazing that you can play a game for up to 1 hour or 2 hours and then you can refund it if you don't like it. I buy all of my games on sale, but even when it's on sale, sometimes it's still 20 euros, which is still quite a lot, especially if you're trying to live frugally. I mean, my food per week is 25 euros, so I'm not going to just buy a game for 20 euros and hope that it's going to be amazing. I can just get it, and if I hate it, I can refund it, and that's so freaking amazing! And Nintendo does not refund your games. The only downside with the Steam Deck is that you need some setup, and you need to understand things like Proton whatever, and you need to understand the desktop mode and stuff. It's a bit like a mini computer, and that's what I tried to explain to a colleague of mine when she saw this in the apartment that she had gotten for me, the emergency apartment that I talked about in one of my previous videos. She saw this and she was like, oh, a console, what is this? And I explained it to her. I said, this is a mini computer. And she could not believe it. And she was like, but how is that possible and whatnot? And I tried to explain and show her. And she thought it would be crazy expensive. And she was actually surprised that you had access to so many games and so many features and such strong capabilities in this tiny thing at such a small price. It's not cheap, of course. I mean, I wish it were like $30 and then the OLED would be like $50. A girl can dream, right? So it's not cheap, but for what you get, it's just so worth it. Final verdict, if you can only get one console in 2026, get the Steam Deck LCD or the Steam Deck OLED if you have the budget for it. I had the Game Boy Color, the Game Boy Advance, the Nintendo DS, Nintendo 3DS XL, and mind you, I paid for all of my consoles myself as well. I worked very hard for them, and these are gifts. This is my 3DS XL in pink, of course, and this was a gift from my ex. The consoles before this one I got myself, and I remember that I had saved for so many years for the first Nintendo DS, the gray one, and I got another code to memories, but this one was indeed a gift. So I'm very much a Nintendo girl. This is no hate against Nintendo, but at the same time, if you're not into the Nintendo exclusive games, I don't care about the new Zelda games. I love the ones on the Game Boy Advance, but after that I'm not really interested. I think I tried one on the Wii as well, it was okay. But the newest ones, I'm totally not interested. So I don't care about the new Zelda games. I really don't like Mario games. I'm not interested in Splatoon. I'm not interested in Metroid. So for me, the only Nintendo exclusive games that I really wanted, at least on the Switch 2, were Pokopia and Fire Emblem. Now I don't like Pokopia, so I don't care anymore about it. and that's it. So for me, it's not worth it at all. For you, if you're totally into Mario games and you're like, oh my god, this is the best thing, or Zelda games, then maybe it would be worth getting a Switch. But otherwise, all the cool games that I like are mostly on the Steam store anyway. The Steam Deck just gives you more games, more flexibility, more value, and the possibility to refund games if you don't like them. And that's it for today's video. I hope you cookies enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts down below. I know that gaming and consoles and those discussions can be quite passionate, but please keep it respectful and kind in the comments section, because that's how we like talking to each other. And until next time, I will see you cookies very, very soon. Bye!